Mr. Secretary, in November 2005, as a senator, you penned an article in Foreign Affairs magazine asserting that Vietnam was a national tragedy, partly because members of Congress failed their country, remained silent, and lacked the courage to challenge the administration in power until it was too late. You wrote, and I quote, "To question your government is not unpatriotic. To not question your government is unpatriotic. America owes its men and women in uniform a policy worthy of their sacrifice." These are your words, Mr. Secretary. In the past, you informed America that many in the Middle East see us as an obstacle of peace and an aggressor and an occupier. You wrote that our policies are a source of significant friction in the region and that we are at the same time both a stabilizing and destabilizing force in the Middle East. Also, you said, you described a fear of the uncontrollable, the unpredictable consequences of military action. You stated, "How many of us really know and understand Iraq, the country, the history, the people, and the role of the Arab world?" You asserted that the American people must be told of that long-term commitment, risk, and cost of the undertaking. Mr. Secretary, you and I have a friendship that was based on my coming out against the Iraq War. I did not know you prior to that, and I was very grateful that you extended a hand to me because I was getting beaten up pretty bad down in my district and by some of my Republican colleagues. In fact, the chairman at the time told me that he would not appoint me to be a subcommittee chairman because I would vote with the Democrats to pull our troops out of Iraq, which he was right in that assessment. Not necessarily not naming me as a subcommittee chairman, but my position. The reason I bring this up and what you said back in 2005 is that in the year 2000, when Bill Clinton left the presidency, President Clinton left this country as president, we were $5.6 trillion in debt. Today, Mr. Secretary, the debt of this nation is over $17.6 trillion. I've heard you testify, and you will in 2015, that cuts are coming to the military. You're concerned about it, and we're concerned about it. You also have said that sequestration, if it's not repealed, is going to complicate the cuts that are coming without normally. I want to ask you today, do you think that Congress should pay for whatever we decide to do and the administration decides to do as it relates to Syria and to Iraq? Do you think we need to pay for it today or put it on the back of our grandchildren? Because we will not be able to continue to police the world and by using what we have is known as borrowing money from the Chinese, the Japanese, and all these other countries because we cannot pay our bills today. Would you agree that we need to pay for whatever we do in Syria and in Iraq, we need to pay for it today and not tomorrow?
Congressman, thank you. And I recognize any time any of us ever write anything or say anything, it's always at some peril. Let me address my own words for a moment and say that I obviously agreed with what I wrote then, and I still agree with it. Now, there's a big difference between what we're talking about today versus where we were in 2005. The President's strategy in where and how and why he wants to go forward.
One moment. I apologize to you for that, but please answer my question about do we pay for it today or do we pay for it tomorrow, because my time is going to expire.
The responsibility of elected officials is always to be honest about anything they get this country into, any action they take, including paying for it. And I can assure you this Secretary of Defense will be very clear in this administration on what we believe is going to cost, how we're going to pay for it, and there will not be any ambiguity about that. But yes, every Congress, every elected official has that responsibility that financial responsibility and fiduciary responsibility.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Mr. Larson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary, I think